welcome to Joe G Cards. In this video, we're going to talk about a YouTube comment that I've seen on YouTube. Now, the reason why I'm making this a video is because it's kind of a good topic to basically mention. So basically, what someone said, was if they reprint any kind of wotc product for the 25th anniversary, they would go bust, or they would lose, they would be homeless, or they'll be, in a way, any way that they would be bankrupt, or in a way like that. So there was a couple comments between a couple people saying I'd be bankrupt if they did 25th anniversary reprint, did a wotc reprint or whatever. Now, them doing that very likely is very, very slim. I don't believe that they will do anything like that because wotc was printed under a different registry of another company. And when the rights handed over, they weren't allowed to retouch it. I mean, they own the copyright to the specific images of the cards. But, it's not more than likely they're never going to reprint the old style Pokemon cards. So if they do reprint a reprint or use an old card from an old set and they put it into a new set, the only reason why they would do that is basically it would still have the bad border basically. The bad border is the thin border, which I kind of personally don't like. I like more the thick border. It kind of stands out a bit more, So we got wotc cards here, right? And then you've got I don't know, a mix of other stuff here. So the reason why I'm making this video is basically what I'm trying to say is don't always greed the same thing, So I obviously know, if people have watched my submission videos in the past, you will know I send in a lot of wotc cards, but I also send in a variation of other things. That's going to team up stuff, a bit of modern. I'll go back to 2012, 2011, 2010, 2004, right? Kind of stuff like that, You have to mix a variation because the people, right, basically what you're trying to do, right, is if you're going to sell all this stuff, to me, they're just plastic. They're just plastic with card. That's it. The card and plastic. Technically, these things shouldn't really be worth anything, but it's what people pay for them is the reason why they're worth something. It's just a card with a piece of plastic. It's just a piece of card and a piece of plastic. That's basically all it is. But people are willing to pay a high price for it, so that's the way it is. Yeah, it's a collectible. Something what people want. So if you've ever heard the term, if you put all your eggs in one place, you more than likely could make a bad decision, right? If something for example, imagine this. So you could basically say that the middle egg is wotc cards, right? And then you could say this egg is Japanese, this egg is 2012, this egg is 2010, this egg is 2014, and this is modern, right? 2018 above, right? So if you put all your money into wotc cards and all your money in wotc cards goes down, right? Or these basically all still start devaluing, you can't sell them. That means if you put all of them into wotc, you lose everything. You lose all your financial investment. So you basically go bust. That's basically what people are saying. So people aren't diversifying. Diversifying. So you could have stocks. You could invest in AMD. AMD was a good investment if you don't follow certain things in computers and stuff. AMD was a good investment. Intel is now a bad investment. Nvidia is now a bad investment. Stocks, certain stocks of companies, right? So you've got other things like that, and then you've got car companies. You could invest in car companies. You could have 2 in car companies, 2 in Pokemon. You could have 2 in something else. 2 in Yu-Gi-Oh, 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh, 1 in Magic. Right? So diversify. So the reason why it comes to diversifying is the reason why you diversify is so nothing becomes zero. That's what you do. Because Pokemon cards, someone said to me a while back, to someone who was never knew about, never really collected Pokemon or anything. They said to me, someone that I spoke to, in the street kind of thing, they said, basically, what if it goes to zero? What if it goes to zero? What if everything goes to zero? It's well, why is it going to go to zero? What's making you think it's going to go to zero? But they're trying to question you, thinking, why isn't it going to go to zero? Because people like Pokemon, Pokemon will continue to grow, in my opinion. It will grow fast, it will grow slow, but it's just it's kind of don't put all your eggs in one place. So I think this was like the perfect card for the investment for this video. I might even sell this on eBay as I've got a couple more of them, but probably about 30 quid. So if anyone's interested in buying this execute for 30 quid, you know, this is probably what I'm going to put it on eBay for, you know, and sell it through there. It's probably not really worth any more than that. I've got a couple more of these. I might grade some more, but this wasn't the point of the video. Me advertising this card. I've not even got this on eBay right now. So even if I didn't put it on eBay, I'd have to list it on. But you know, it's kind of a good. It's a good card for the video what we just made. Yeah. So what's it card? So like you've got first edition. So for example, if you just buy base set, I know a guy who basically just said he was just going to buy base set cards or buy like wotc cards, and it's like the thing with buying wotc cards is even if it's base set or it's jungle or whatever, if you just limit yourself to buying that specific type of card, yeah, that type of card, right, you're only targeting the old kind of collectors. Like someone like me is an old collector, yeah, or someone like who likes Japanese would buy Japanese cards. You see what I mean? So the difference is like if you like Japanese cards, you'll buy Japanese cards, right? So you've got to target specific people, you know. Obviously these cards aren't for sale, yeah. There's a difference, yeah. So some things I show in the video are not for sale, yeah. I think, yeah, all of these aren't on eBay right now. None of them are on eBay, yeah. So for example, you've got your first edition. Most people go for your first edition cards, and that's what they'll only buy. You know, some people only buy first edition, people don't buy modern. Now, there's obviously that type of collector. Now, you've obviously got the collector that collects jungle that's got non-first edition. Yeah, so people like unlimited print because it's cheaper, it's more readily available, and it's more easier to like get your hands on it. So you've got like, then you've got base set. So everyone will send in base set cards. You know, Poker Flute, there's only like 53 of these exist in a ton. I'm actually quite surprised to say it's Poker Flute. I actually like the card. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool and that. So, obviously, yeah, you've got base set. Now, regarding with the video, that guy, you know, he's got like 100 Gyarados just alone. Just 100 Gyarados, and someone's got like 100 Charizards and 100 Venusaurs. Like, it's technically not rare. This stuff is not rare. I've always said that this stuff isn't rare. It's just there's people out there with it. And it's just they don't know that the price has gone up. And it's like, now the prices have gone up. It's starting to come out the woodwork. But eventually, if people still continue to buy it and grade it, because there's a thing with like the Gyarados, the base sets, and the Charizards and the Venusaurs. There's a price tag that's on that card. Right, put it this way. There's a price tag that's on that card. Everyone's probably seen that video. That guy who obviously got his 111, you know. That's one guy who's got 111 cards. Now, the difference is, he's hoarding 111 cards. Now, how many people have got more than multiple copies of a PSA copy? There's people out there with multiple copies of PSA Charizard. I am one person to example that. I've shown a few returns of them. I've got a few at PSA. You know, they're obviously not super high grades. They're not 10s. You know, they're not 9s. Probably like 7s, 6, you know, mediocre kind of grades. I probably got one there. It's probably like a 4 or something. But, you know, you've obviously got your base set. So everyone knows what base set is. These are all like base set cards, Gyarados, Rocket. There's a lot of Rocket in here as well. You know, there's some Rocket in here. So there's Rocket. Look, Rocket 8s. These were never worth anything. So I was like, well, never point selling them. You know, Challenge 8, Blast, yeah, Dark Charmeleon 8, Dark Gyarados 10. That's the first edition though. And then, so when it comes to grading, you want to be grading a variety of cards. Like I always grade a variety of cards. I always grade like, I don't know, a few Japanese cards. I like this one. This one's cool. You know, I always grade Japanese cards. This one's 2011. You know, 2011. This one's 2016, right? And then this one's like 2001. So you have to come in to basically like diversifying. You don't just want to buy everything wotc cards. Like there is some cool wotc cards out there, don't get me wrong. I really do think there's some potential. There's some really big potential for some cards that I've been looking at right now, and I'm thinking, whoa, there's going to be some potential in these. Like I would probably say they'd probably be, I don't know, maybe I'd say probably between the average price of the card would shock you in that if I told you what price it is, but I'm not going to do that because like I said, it's not something I'm willing to prepare to put on YouTube anymore, because it's very easy for someone to go and buy all them cards. Now, if that card is, say, under 10 quid, and you probably grade them, you're probably, at a 10, you'll probably fetch 200. Easy minimum. And that's like something that's old, and, you know, I've kind of shown it before, I think, on a previous video, but I don't know exactly when, so I don't know exactly find out what I'm talking about. But I know people are going to be out there going, oh, what's he on about? But, you know, there's some potential cards out there that are, like, very good potential right now. Like, very good potential, and they'll probably go up in price. You know, but then again, there's some modern cards that are probably in the same boat as that. But what's it going to be like? You see, the difference is with some of this stuff is you've got to understand, base set took 20 years to blow. Like, it took 20 years for it to just go boom and pop, yeah? Like, just actually explode. Like, you know, nation dynamites go off in everyone's house. Like, God, I've got some Pokemon cards. Like, everyone's running around for these Pokemon cards, you know? But eventually, when all them Pokemon cards come out of the woodwork, they will dry up. And it's depending on how much people are willing to hoard to basically, like, control the market. You know, like, Alpha Investments has got, I don't know, 10 Lotus cards, like, maybe more, you know. He's got loads of Alpha cards. Like, he'll hoard everything. You know, that guy will hoard a lot of stuff. Now, it's depending on what kind of scenario are you trying to get yourself into. Because a lot of people think Pokemon's just a quick flip game. Everyone will kind of know what, like, well, some people will kind of know what my end goal is, because I've already told people what my end goal, like, some people have, I've already told a couple of people what my end goal is, but, you know, there's an end goal that you obviously have to get to, and then when you get to that point, it's like, right, bam, that's it, I'm finished, you know, that's basically how it is, but it's going to take you a while to get there. A lot of people think they can buy a Pokemon card, and then they sell it and they make 20 quid on it. You think, oh, that's good, I can make 20 quid on it. Well, what about if you've got 100 or 200 of them items? And then in 5 years' time, let's say, for example, because the years go by really quick, you know, yeah? And say in 5 years' time, you go, well, actually, I've got 100 of these now, yeah? And they're all worth 100 each, you know? And then you look at your stack of cards and you go, well, these are worth a lot now. Like, bam, 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 bam. And you think you're just multiplying notes. You know, you're just multiplying money. But, you know, I don't know what the next plan's going to be on the agenda that they're pulling. But, you know, what are we all even going to be here in 10 years? You just don't know what's going off, yeah? Right, but, yeah, thanks for watching the video. And if you like this card, if you like Ponyta, yeah, you got to the end, like the video. I do like this card. Probably gonna, I think I've got a few more of these. I'm probably gonna grade some more, just to keep them. You know, I got offered quite a bit for this card before, like 65, 55 quid. Facebook Marketplace. Obviously, I decided not to sell it. I think it's pretty good. I think I'm gonna buy some more. It's old school artwork, and it's a vintage card. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.